Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. All I wanted to do this Saturday was eat some breadsticks and hummus as I watched me some sports ball, the kicky variety, the American throwy abouty variety. But this lovely lady came across my timeline again. Playing victim again. And I watched a Yellow Flash video about it. Hail to Yellow Flash, by the way. Go check out his stuff. Subscribe, watch it. All of it. And the hypocrisy of this lovely woman, lady, is outstanding. And I thought I'd go into it. Now, as you can see, the video rant that's up on X-Play, where she screeches and shouts about sexism in gaming. Not doing so well. 3.4k upvotes, 33,000 downvotes. Now, I'll grab this from Yellow Flash's twat. He put out this Reddit response. Now, I don't know when this was actually posted, but just the very content in itself is ridiculous, hypocritical, gaslighting, projecting. And we're going to compare. We're going to compare with what some people have said about it in the esports community. Interesting. So, nerd culture is toxic. Here she is, Indiana Black. I work in gaming. No shit, Sherlock. I'm currently having multiple YouTubers send their followers after me on every platform. No, you're not. You're not. You're having plenty of YouTubers put out videos about your rant and criticizing you, something which you put out in the public sphere. And whether or not those people saw it directly from G4, X-Play, or whether they went to my channel or Yellow Flash's channel or Geeks and Gamers or somewhere like that and saw it and decided after watching it, hey, I want a word with this lovely lady. She's gone now. That's not them sending people to you. That's people coming at you for what you put out in a public sphere with your own mouth. I say own mouth because you admitted that some of this stuff is not actually written by you. And it was clearly a scripted rant about sexism in gaming, who we don't know whether or not it was written by you or somebody else. Do we? Because I did a 3-minute segment on sexism that asked the panel to rant about something that annoyed them in gaming within a 2-hour show. It wasn't per se. Well, I mean, sexism in gaming, people are going to roll their eyes to the back of the fucking head anyway. But you attacked your own audience during that. And that is one of the biggest criticisms that people have. So what if some people in the chat are going, hey, I'd rather bang Olivia Munn because I find her way more attractive than Frosk? Are you so thin-skinned that you can't let that just get water off a duck's back? You're that thin-skinned? Oh, wait, no. You said that you were massive for injustice in gaming. And that whenever you saw injustice, you needed to call it out. So you saw this sexist injustice. Oh, shut up. Shut up. The first mistake you make is you treat people like fools. Like idiots. You are not some crusader that is going through the gaming industry trying to right the wrongs. Like Sam Beckett in Quantum Leap. And that reference is spot on because it's coming back to CBS. No, you're not. You're a clout chaser. You're a clout chaser that purposely causes shit so that you, your own fucking sphere, can stay within the public spotlight. That's how you work. You are the legitimate definition of a grifter. They believe I retaliated because I have been lying and spreading misinformation about exclusive releases since I mistakenly said Hogwarts Legacy was an exclusive release. People were criticizing you. I don't believe that was the only mistake you made, but people were criticizing because there was a lot of, seemingly a lot of misinformation in your Sony versus Xbox rant that you gave some other time. And that this convenient sexism in gaming rant just happened to come up after you had received criticism on that. Now, we all make mistakes. Every single solitary one of us. To err is human. There's no biggie just saying, oh yeah, I fucked that up. I said so-and-so, and I meant so-and-so, my bad. No one gives a toss. People are like, all right, yeah, fine, whatever. Because we all know we make those silly mistakes. But trying to make something a bit bigger out of nothing, nah, not so much. It's been an absolute shit show, and my DMs and emails look like an Xbox Live lobby. Turn off your DMs then. Turn off your DMs. But the absolute disconnect of me calling out sexism and then being incredibly sexist to me is pretty funny. Well, first of all, just because it's criticism towards you doesn't mean that it's sexism. Now, if people are making sexist comments towards you, a lot of it would be done because you called out sexism. That's why. They are playing you at your own game. They are insulting you back because of your own rant. Because you showed, whether it's legitimate, and I don't think it is, I think, like I said, this is clout-chasing grifter mode. You showed, at least superficially, that you were butthurt by somebody saying that you weren't bangable. So, of course, they're going to come back with those sort of insults at you. That's how people's psychology works. But now you're going, oh, no, I called out my sexism, and then the people's, they were my sexist against me. Oh, woe is me. Ay, chihuahua. There are a lot of bad faith actors. Projection, my lord. Projection, my lord. Sustained. Thank you. Who have galvanized nerd communities against marginalized voices and women in particular. Oh, man. You wommens, you get the rough run of this stick, eh? Before I carry on, because the next couple of sentences are so fucking dumb, they deserve a rant in themselves. Let's go to this article here, which comes from esports.net. This article was written middle of last year. And let's just see what this article has to say about you. Frosk is always the most interesting personality in a caster room, regardless of how audiences feel about her. It's no exaggeration to say Frosk has had a rocky career in esports, filled with plenty of amazing moments and enough toxicity to make those moments feel less valuable. Well, that's very interesting, because this seems to be written in an objective manner. There's no, I hate fucking Frost, that stupid bint. And they say, hey, look, you know, very interesting personality. However, is it because of the good stuff? Or is it because of the toxicity? You are being called toxic by this person. Let's jump to another paragraph here. Despite her massive fan base, Frosk does frequently receive unwanted hate posts on the LOL Reddit. Oh no. Posts pointing out superficial things like her looks or what Frosk did wrongly while commentating a match. Well, she doesn't like that criticism. Her blunt call-outs and even some personal attacks were part of her daily content cycle. So it's okay for you to make personal attacks against others, as well as the broad stroke attacks you did about your audience. However, when people come at you, it's sexism. And as we're going to see in a couple of moments' time, Gamergate and alt-right. That makes you look pathetic and ridiculous. It makes you look, again, like somebody who wants to dish shit out, but can't take it when it's levied back at themselves. Now, whether or not that's legitimate because you have a massively thin skin, or whether or not it's because you know that how to play the game and you're doing it for grift, you're doing it for victimhood and sexism. Because that, in your eyes, is the only way that you can validate your worth and your career and get work elsewhere. Which you might be looking for sooner than you think. Now, of course, as a caster, the occasional heated discussion and criticisms are unavoidable. Absolutely fine. But towards Frosk, it was all baked in with other compliments by some very toxic personalities. Well, that's what you attract when you are toxic towards others. And as this article says, specifically when you make personal attacks. But let's just read on one little bit further. However, disregarding some of the blatant hate messages, there is constructive criticism that Frosk could work on. Yet, more often than not, she would respond with a repulsive comment back at the entire LOL community for not accepting her. Do you know what? Sounds like you're a pretty toxic person yourself. It seems like you're a bit of a Marmite. You either love her or hate her, depending on which side you fall with the ideology, I guess. But it seems like your shit stinks just as much as everyone else's, and yet when you became the brunt of the criticism, you can't take it. So let's end with the absolute ridiculousness of this conclusion to her Reddit post. There's a great book on the alt-right that details how Gamergate was the first practice run for the nebulous alt-right to deploy their harassment tactics. Frosk has now moved from sexism through to white nationalists are conducting a targeted harassment campaign against me. You are a fucking lunatic. You're a lunatic. Oh, and by the way, that totally discredits all the criticism that she got from females, from people of different colors and ethnicities and sexual orientations and religions. And as for Gamergate, it's funny how we seem to have different perceptions of Gamergate, because I imagine your perception or Frosk's perception is something along the line of, oh, my gamers are my sexist against my female gamers. Whereas my perception of Gamergate is certain people sucking and fucking their way through game journalists to get favorable results score-wise to push their product, getting found out, called out, And then the same game journalists that were sucking and fucking with that said person went into defense mode and tried to gaslight and change the narrative into women are being sexisted. But don't worry, because that person's gone on to have a great career. They've got a body count. They screwed people over on a crowdfunded video game, took the money, ran. Never to be seen. However, that is the good guy. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Of course. This is utterly ridiculous. And even though I am giving Frosk a little bit more oxygen, which is exactly what they want, this will die very soon. This fire will turn into embers in a very short time indeed. But I just wanted to highlight how utterly ridiculous this got from somebody who was being seemingly criticized in a valid way because they revealed themselves that they don't write the articles. They contribute to some of them, but are written for them. So the mistakes of those articles become the mistakes of the voice that says them. When you try and keep that under wraps, it also means that what you're saying is not your opinion, it's someone else's. And so how are people meant to believe what comes out of your mouth because they don't know whether or not you've written it or not? A lot of valid criticism. And what did it turn into? This is a targeted harassment by white nationalists and McGamergate. Oh, go fuck up. You are a clown show. And we've already seen with people like Adam Sessler, vile person at the top of G4. So it just looks like vile people bringing in more vile people because they're all part of the same echo chamber. But when they stick their head out, sling some shit, and then it gets slung back at them, just like that internet meme, they go running back into it, screaming, misogyny, sexism, gamergate, white nationalists. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.